Hello, I'm Morris Kochanski, Wilderness Living Skills and Survival Instructor. Today's topic here will be a little about things you tie with, or cord, I guess we might say. The most important being paracord, which I would say is the most universally applicable binding material to pack in survival kits. Here we have some paracord. I have exposed the strings that are inside. It's like a tube. And what we tend to, in our instructional situation, we tend to call this 550-200-7. Well, I count the strings here and I am surprised to find 9. I have found 12. In cheaper cords, I've sometimes found 3. So if you want to describe the cord. So 550-pound test, and you take one of these strings, and generally the literature says it's rated at least 35 pounds, unravel one of those strings into the threads, and you've got something you can't break with your hands, which is equivalent to dental floss. It has a little bit of stretch, and with it you produce very powerful lashes. So it means you can build ski shoes, pack frames, stretchers, you name it. Wherever tying is required, we would say that this is the first choice. The situation is there's a knot that goes with this called a jam knot, which is probably the most powerful knot, most useful knot in creation. A reasonably good substitute is this outdoor rope, and it comes in lighter weights. This is $1.50. You get an awful lot at Dollarama. I'm quite impressed with Dollarama as a form of dollar store because of the materials that you get that are so suitable for survival training. Something similar is from the very large parachutes. This is the paracord from the chutes they probably use for dropping jeeps and tanks and whatever. So this is more like clothesline. A functional length of cord is 7 arm spans, which is about something that you want at least of. Should you pack a kit and there's room left over, fill it with the paracord. Now you can also get kite strings when paracord is not available. Here is a kite string that maybe is rated at 50-pound test or something like that. The situation is the kite stores will sell spools of this stuff, and some of it they sell that's about $25 a spool, rated at 200-pound test, which is totally adequate for ski shoe building. If you need sewing thread and fine string for other purposes, these pre-made spools are very handy. And some of these are used very often in restricting the opening in your match cases. But some sewing machines take these preloaded spools, and they're just the right size, and the string is very strong for sewing purposes. So if you're going to carry string for that reason, you go there. Another material that has made me very ecstatic is the material called mule tape. On here it says mule tape, and 2,500-pound tensile strength, which means that if I include 7 arm spans of this in my survival kit, it can be a clothesline, it can be the means of tying down my skis, it can be used for making the winch that would extricate your snowmobile or your vehicle out of a tight spot, and so on. And with a rating of 2,500-pound tensile strength, it is likely that a human can generate much more strength with a pole system to break this. Pack straps. Any situation of that application where string like this cuts, this makes very nice pack straps in making the Roycroft pack frame. Next, heavier rope might be considered. Because of my connections with the firefighting crews I occasionally would give courses to. This is the Repel rope that comes down, and they package it this way, I guess, so it is kept compact and whatever, maybe feeds out if you just throw it out. Attached to the airplane, and then people go down, and once they reach a certain usage level they have to be retired. Then when I get a hold of it, I use it for the rest of my life in whatever applications where you need something like this. This is moderately stretchable, It's got to be a little bit stretchable when it's used in rappelling, and it's very resistant to being cut through from abrasion. Cord and string is an important aspect. It's a bottleneck in wilderness living skills. You've got to be able to do many things, which basically is lashing, making things stay in place. We don't nail, we don't glue, we tend to tie things together in survival. And in addition, the knots, there's a video that we have with Karamat that deals with the 7 most important bush knots, covering the applications here of lashing, of all the applications that a survivalist should be aware of. A 32-page booklet would actually be the manual for a 3-day course. And I will go so far as to say that there is no article I know of that concentrates knots and their applications in wilderness skills and survival like that booklet does.